Yo, what's up, family? It's King Leon next. UBVOA. This is another episode of Take Charge of Your Life. This is my new self-mastery series called Take Charge of Your Life. You could call in at 712-451-0275. Access code 488593. Again, you could call in at 712-451-0275. Access code 488593. This is Take Charge of Your Life with King Leon X. Let me get my lighting right. So every day at noon from 12 p.m. Noon Eastern to 12:15, I'm going to just give y'all some life, some knowledge, some information to make sure that we are fully aware of all the possibilities that are available to us in the 21st century and beyond to take charge of our life and make the rest of our life the best of our life. So this is episode 2. If you tuned in with us yesterday, we was talking about just starting wherever you are, taking charge of your life, taking charge of your mind, taking charge of your day. We live in a world of cause and effect. Cause and effect. Okay, cause and results. We talked about how your wealth is a result, or so your bank account's a result, your health is a result, your relationship with your children is a result, your relationship with yourself, that's a result. Everything is results. Okay, we are exactly where we are right now based on our past thoughts and decisions. Okay, we are the total outcome of our past thoughts and decisions. Our physical reality is nothing but the total sum or the total accumulation of our past experiences, thoughts, and actions. Okay, and so the reason most people are average is because they never take full responsibility over this truth. They never take full responsibility over their thoughts, over their actions, over doing what they feel is necessary in order to create the life that they want. Instead, they choose to complain. And so that's where we left off yesterday in the first episode of Take Charge of Your Life. So where I'm picking up today is where the whole concept of we live in 4 worlds at once. Okay, we live in 4 worlds at once. If I ask the common person, or the youth, if I ask them how many worlds that we live in, if I ask them how many worlds that they live in, most people would just say 1, right? Because that's what I used to think. Right, I went to college, I went to high school, I went to many different high schools all across the country, and I never, I might have maybe said 2 worlds: the world that's seen and the world that's unseen, but nothing more than that, right? But when you realize that we live in 4 worlds at once, and the actual world that's seen is nothing but a result. The physical world is a result. Okay, the physical world. Not only do we live in a world of cause and effect and cause and results, but we live in 4 worlds at once: the mental world, the emotional world, the spiritual world. Those 3 together creates the physical world and the things that we see. Our mental plus our emotional plus our spiritual is or equals our physical. The total sum of our past thoughts and actions equals the physical reality. You have to get that in your spirit. Listen, let's think and investigate that very seriously. The total sum of your past thoughts, actions, which are your experiences, equals your physical reality. Okay, if we want to change our physical reality, oftentimes instead of people focusing on getting to the root cause of the issues, they focus on the issues, they focus on the problems, they focus on the results, not understanding metaphysically that what we focus on expands. And so if we know that we live in a world of cause and effect, we know that we live in a world of cause and results. If we want to change, if we have unfavorable results, the key is not to focus our energies on the results, but in the actual causes that create the results. Okay, because what we focus on expands. All right, so again, the formula: we live in 4 worlds at once. Okay, if you just now tuning in, this is Take Charge of Your Life, episode 2. And so what I'm talking about is, not only do we live in a world of cause and effects, not only do we live in a world of cause and results, but we live in four worlds at once: the emotional world, or the mental world, plus the emotional world, plus the spiritual world equals the physical world. The total sum of our past thoughts and actions is what we call our physical reality. The world that's unseen, right? The world that's unseen, like your thoughts, right? Your feelings, your emotions. The world that's unseen is what creates the world the world that's seen. The world that's unseen creates the world that's seen, right? The world that's seen is a reflection of the world that's unseen. All right, so let's talk about that point real quick. Think about nature. Think about planting something. You know what I mean? Think about if you wanted to plant a beautiful garden or an apple tree, right? Is no one's naive enough to plant an apple seed and then the next day come back and expect that apple tree to grow, right? We know that if you planted the seed in the proper soil, then you understand and you have trust, belief, and faith in the process that it will grow into an apple tree or whatever type of seeds that we sown, right? So we plant the apple seed, and then with that trust and faith, we do what we believe is necessary to add value to that ground in which we intended to grow in. But we know for a fact that the apple tree is not going to show life above ground until it's dug its roots as far to the ground as possible. You know, it's done all the necessary things in building the foundation in the world that's unseen even before it makes one break through the ground. Okay, and if you have a full apple tree that produces rotten fruit, right? Each season it produces rotten fruit. No matter how many times you pick the fruit off, in order to change the rotten fruit, you have to go to the roots of that tree. You have to plant new seeds. You have to pull that tree out, plant a new tree. Okay? And that's what we have to do with our internal world, our character, our integrity, our overall life philosophies. So we live in four worlds at once: our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. All right? The world that's unseen creates the world that's seen. The world that's seen is a reflection of the world that's unseen. All right? We live in four worlds at once: mental, emotional, spiritual. Your mental plus your emotional plus your spiritual equals your physical. All right, our mental world. What is our mental world? Our mental world is our overall philosophy, our overall outlook on life. Our philosophy is the major determining factor on how our life turns out. Okay, because it doesn't matter how much money in the world you have, it doesn't matter how many great experiences, how many loved ones you have, and all that type of stuff. If you're not looking at it right in a way that produces abundance, in a way that produces health, wealth, success, love, peace, forgiveness. If you're looking at the world through a scarcity complex or a limited perspective, then it's going to be off balance. So we live in four worlds at once: your mental, emotional, spiritual. Those three things together is what creates your physical. Your mental world consists of your overall philosophy. It consists of how you think about things. Okay, and then the second world that we live in is our emotional world. Our emotional world consists of how we feel about the things that we think. So our philosophy determines how we think about these things, and then our emotional world is going to determine how we feel about these things. And our philosophy is going to determine how we feel about the things that we think about. If that our emotions, so we know that thoughts are things, right? We know that thoughts are powerful. We know that everything's vibration, moving, it's all energy, it's all matter put together in different forms, vibrating hella fast. We know that our thoughts are things. We know that there's nothing here, there's nothing that exists that precedes thought, right? We know that thoughts can be projected and turned to physical realities, and that's measurable. But oftentimes what we don't know is how powerful our emotions are in connection with the thought. All right, so think about when you're in your highest emotional states. Think about when you're in your highest vulnerability when it comes to your fit to feeling. Think about what those dominant thoughts are. Okay, is that coming from a place of rage and anger? Okay, is it when you're in your highest emotional worked up state, is that through creativity or frustration? Okay, because that's what the universe is going to respond to. If you tuned into us yesterday, then you remember that that we said that we live in a world of cause and effect. All right, everything that we have, everything that we do is a result. We live in a world of cause and results. All right, not only do we live in a world of cause and effect and cause and results, but we live in four worlds at once. The total sum of our past thoughts and actions is what creates our physical reality. If we want to change our physical reality, we don't focus on the results, which is our physical reality, but we get to the causes. Okay, we get to the causes, which is our belief systems, the mental, emotional, the spiritual world. Okay, all of these things creates the results. All of these things creates the effects. All of these things creates the physical reality, which we either like or dislike, whether we have favorable experiences or unfavorable experiences. So if we want different results, we should focus on the causes, focus on the seeds that we plant, the beliefs that we hold, which shape our mental world, the feelings that we have, which shape our mental world, the emotions that are attached to that, and then our spiritual life, because our spiritual world has to do with our connectivity, right? Our spiritual world has to do with how we feel connected with ourselves and how we feel connected with other people, the world around us, and the value that we have to know that we have. A lot of people don't have a spiritual foundation when it comes to the accumulation of wealth and the accumulation of riches. Therefore, they compromise in so many different important areas. So I'm here to tell you in today's message of Take Charge of Your Life, we live in four worlds at once. Not only do we live in a world of cause and effect, or cause and result, but we live in four worlds at once. Our mental world plus our emotional world plus our spiritual world equals our physical world. So the most important thing in that is balance, right? We balance and harmony. When your mental, your emotional, and your spirit is in order, when they're all focused on a definite major purpose, where you could put concentrated effort into that, you'll create the physical reality that you desire. If you have things in your physical reality that are undesirable, don't focus on those, but focus on the things that you do, the thoughts that you think that are the causes of those. When we begin to take responsibility, take accountability for ourselves, for our thoughts, for our actions, then that's how we know we have taken charge of our life. So, lastly, the action step that I provided yesterday, right? Which every week I'm going to give an action step that we can implement today that increase the overall quality of our life. Period. All right. And so what we discussed when we're talking about neuro-linguistic programming, the neuroscience of maximum achievement, we're talking about trigger words and things that we could do simply, very simple, practical steps that will give us the results that we desire. So that action step was replacing I don't know. Replace your I don't knows with I will figure it out. Replace your I don't know how to with I'm learning how to. Okay? Because which do you want to speak from your power, or do you want to speak from poverty? Do you want to speak from declaring that you can, you will, you must make your dreams come true no matter what, you'll figure it out, you will make a way? Or do you want to speak from I hope everything works out, right? Because with a proper understanding of universal law and how the world operates, then you will come to know that everything will work out. And then once you know that everything will work out in the end and everyone's taken care of, then you begin to carve out your specific place and understand your destiny and take charge of your life. And so that's why I'm here to express to you guys, to make sure that you're aware that there's plenty of opportunities available to you. There's plenty of strategies. There's plenty of tactics. There's plenty of processes available to you that you can implement in your life today without any money to dramatically increase the quality of that life. And the action step is every time you think about saying I don't know, or every time you think about saying I don't know how to, or I don't know that, immediately remind yourself of hearing me say that you shouldn't say I don't know. Say, I will figure it out. Say, I'm learning how to. Instead of saying, I don't know how to do this, I don't know about businesses, I'm learning about businesses. I'm learning how to build businesses. I don't know how to build a house, I'm learning how to build a house. I don't know how to overcome disbelief, I'm learning how to overcome disbelief. I don't know how to prosper in hard times, I'm learning how to prosper in hard times. All right, you choose. All right, you want to be poor, you want to be rich. We talked about yesterday. Riches don't only consist of money. We've been programmed, we've been bamboozled, we've been lied. Our visions, our philosophies have been tainted when it comes to riches. All right, and so I'm gonna end this video with listing the 12 types of enduring riches, right? That I got from Napoleon Hill. He said that you experience these 12 types of enduring riches once you have definite major purpose on your life, understand your divine assignment, have a definite major plan, and you're acting on those daily. The first thing that has the list is a positive mental attitude. Then it's sound health. Then it's peace of mind. Then freedom from fear and worry. Then a harmony in your human relationships, hope for achievement, capacity for faith, willingness to share one's blessings with others, being engaged in the labor of love, having an open mind towards all subjects and all people, wisdom to understand others, material riches of your own choice and quantity, right? These are all benefits. These are all, also in complete self-discipline. These are all byproducts of making the decision, making the choice to take charge of your life. And so I have my headphones in to see if any callers came in. No callers today. So I'm about to end this video with telling y'all that the only limitations you have is the one you set up in your own mind or you allow others to set up for you. Don't follow me. Follow your dreams. And if you want to support, you can get my book or my album at KingLeonX.com. I got a few more books coming out within the next 90 days and a lot of value for the people, so stay tuned.